Overhauling a company's best practices seems like an impossible task, but it all starts with one mind at a time, according to Interface founder Ray Anderson. Hi, I'm Rebecca Brayton and welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're speaking with this radical industrialist to learn how his company became one of the greenest in America. How did you manage to overhaul an entire company's practices?
I spoke at every opportunity to our people, plant meetings, sales meetings, whatever, same message, consistently, persistently. We have to do this. As we began to gain some traction, people could begin to see the results. The waste elimination effort began to rack up huge savings very early on, the low-hanging fruit, and people began to think about these things, and then the marketplace began to embrace the company for what we were doing. So it was one mind at a time, and then it was one technology at a time. It's in the DNA now of Interface. Not every single person, but the vast majority of our people really get it.
Reminds me of your love on the factory floor story.
Well, yeah, one of our first class for raise was one of the big multinational food companies that sent 15 people to LaGrange, Georgia to a carpet mill, and one woman in the group did not want to be there. So she was antagonistic, belligerent, and they came to the break in the mid-morning, and they were in a conference room out in the middle of the factory, so to get to the ladies' room, she actually had to go through the factory. So on her way back, she encountered this fork truck driver with a huge roll of carpet on his fork truck, and she stopped him. And she said, "What do you do here?" And he said, "Ma'am, I come to work every day to help save the earth." It just stunned her. So she began to try to draw him out. You know, what do you mean? And after a couple of minutes, he said, "Ma'am, I don't want to be rude, but if I don't get this roll of carpet to that machine in the next minute, our waste and emissions are going out of control. I have to go." She came back to the meeting, and the Interface person who's running the meeting said she was a visibly different person. No one knew that this had happened, but she took a seat, and she sat there very quietly, very thoughtfully, in total contrast, to the way she had been. And then after a while, she began to challenge her people. Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing that? And then she told the story on herself of her encounter on the factory floor. She said, "I've never seen such alignment from the very top of a company clear to the factory floor. And the only word I can think of that describes it is love."